Namaskara. Hello. Uh, Today I'm going to talk about web application. Whatever we see, Facebook.com or XYZ.com, everything is a web application. Whatever we see in the browser, everything is a web application. Don't worry. Okay. How to create, deploy end to end. So for that, Blazor, I'm using ASP.NET Core 8 for Blazor. Okay. So this is for mostly for Microsoft technical stacks. For others also, you can refer the other configurations like CI/CD, those configuration. This is an end-to-end video. Okay, Blazor is the one. Blazor means browser plus Razor. It means running the code inside the browser. That's called Blazor. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, before that, we are Katte Software and Solutions India. Katte means it's a Kannada word. It means donkey. Okay, we are from India, Karnataka, Kannadigas. Okay, what we are covering today. First is how to create a new Visual Studio fresh project, very fresh project, and add it to source control. Whatever I'm trying to add the points or explain here, these are the common developer problems, especially my team or the fresh guys or even fresh in a sense, 5, 10 years experience guys also facing the problems. So whatever those things I just noticed and I'm just explaining those things. Okay, yeah, coming back, creating new fresh project and then adding to source control in the sense it could be like Git, Azure Repos, or anything. GitHub is one by publicly was having free of cost earlier, and Azure Repos means it is by Microsoft maintaining by Azure Repos. This is also we have free of cost. Okay, Azure Repos you can keep the code, the public, private, everything same like GitHub. All the features is here. So okay, and then for that repos, you have to create a web app to deploy anything on Azure. Okay, it's called web app service, all those things. Okay, now coming to the code, how this merging and all those things happens. We have the terms like CI/CD. CI means continuous integration. CD means continuous deployment. Continuous integration in the sense we will be working with multiple different branches, developer and developer to Madhu, Raju, Ram, Rahim, everything. Okay, so all those guys, but we don't want everything to be deployed. Okay, so before deployment, before getting it in the production, so you have to merge those code. That merging is called integration, continuous integration with proper validation. Okay, once you do that continuous integration, then only you will deploy it to the public access visibility. That's called deployment, CD. Okay, and yeah, before that, let me jump back to the some diagram, easy for visualization. So you will develop a code and you will run it locally. From my side, you will hear the bird sound. I don't think it's a disturbance for you guys, but other noise also you will get it. So sorry for that earlier. So you will develop it and you will run it locally. I will just show everything programmatically. Practically. So I will just explain the theory here. So you will develop it, you will modify, you will be satisfied once locally. It will probably to be running in the local host, whatever the ports XYZ, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is, and then you have to deploy it to the server where you will get that hosting either from your private cloud, private server, or Azure, AWS, or anything. That is called hosting providers. You are hosting uh, the code to the public world. That is something called whatever my app name .azurewebsites.net or some IP address you will be having. Okay, that is internally. Okay, but the outside end users, they won't enter the IP address or so many lengthy names. They will enter the short names like very short name like one gram dot in, one mg dot in, facebook.com, katte.in, whatever. Even Facebook also have the short name like facebook fb.com. So everybody wants the short name. So for that purpose, you have to link it with the domain providers. That name you will buy it from some different domain providers like GoDaddy, W3 Infotech, or any hosting or many other things. Okay, and yeah, this deployment also there are multiple types supporting by Azure itself. One is through Azure GitHub Actions. Whatever CI/CD I'm talking, those will be executed in the Azure, GitHub as the actions. But in Azure pipelines, it's called Azure Repo itself. It's called pipelines. Okay, and then the deployment. Deployment also one is the way using those CI/CD pipelines. Okay, another is directly deploying by using the publishing profile with with profile or without profile also. Both I will show it. And then the last option is of properly going with the CI/CD pipeline. It means whenever you push the code, when you merge it to whatever the particular branch, like production or main branch, it immediately validates by automatically the CI continuous integration. Once after continuous integration in the stages, it deploys to the target branch like fb.com or whatever it is. Okay. So now let me jump back to. Okay, before that, I had to open the Visual Studio. So Visual Studio, for example, many are using the preview modes. I suggest preview avoid for the beginners, not for the experts. I'm talking about beginners. Avoid the preview version. Better use the what do you call the proper version. I'm using in this computer the community version. Community version is the open source. So open source, the whole world is running behind the open source. It's a very good thing. Please share your good stuff, so whatever you feel. I'm just creating a new project. So before creating new project, yeah, okay, new project and yeah, project types. If you can choose the ASP.NET Core, all those things. But I'm trying to use ASP.NET Core or something like that. You can use anything, okay. But now my today focus is on Blazor web app as an best example. It's a new baby, new baby. It's been 5 years, but still the people are scared to use it. But it's a really very good, cool things. Okay, I'm just going with Blazor web app. Web assembly means it completely runs on the user browser. It's just like a JavaScript. The specialty of Blazor is you will write everything in C sharp, no need of JavaScript. In short, if you want to know about more, you just can just check it up. Okay, now I will just mention Blazor web app uh, auto wasm. I will tell you the reason why. The name I'm just giving like this. You can give the place solution and project. I'm giving it. Okay, let me give the name of version framework 8. Okay, framework 8 is not required. Anyway, I can upgrade later. .NET 8 long-term support. It's showing only one, this one, a particular one. Why? Maybe many might think why it is not having .NET 7.6, because this Blazor web app particular thing has been added in this only. Okay. Earlier we are having called Blazor server and Blazor WebAssembly separately. Now it is web app. It means server will be having the WebAssembly together. Okay, for the fresh guys, just this is the concept. So interactive render mode, auto, you want how you want it. There are hundreds of videos in the YouTube. You can just check. There is one guy called Patrick God. He explains a lot about all these things. You can just check it about it. Per page component, I prefer per page as the best. Global means it will just fix everywhere. Instead of that, this, yeah, okay. Let me take it global. Let's see. When you say per page component, you have to mention in every page. I can just use this. Include sample pages. Do not use top level because this is for the sake of program.cs. To just to mention. Okay, cool. It just creates. So ideally, it will be having one server project. I mean, yeah, Blazor web app server and client. So rather to waste the time, let's run it quickly. I'll explain. So here, what it is how it runs in the browser is just to make it. I'll just explain you. Meanwhile, it is building and taking time. I want to utilize this time. So Blazor means it's called browser plus Razor. Yeah, in India, yeah, before that I want to mention, I'm from India, and I'm also very enthusiastic about this Blazor. To build the community, we had just created a platform called Blazor.in. Okay, it is running here. It is almost up. Okay, before that, let me complete this. Blazor.in is a one place where you can run everything. Okay, so it's been run. Okay, let's see. Here, this server, how it runs is whenever the first time you open this Blazor, okay, it been ran here. You can click the counter, everything will be running. Okay, it's simple. Let me finish it quickly. So when you run the application in the first time, this particular app of Blazor web app auto, I'll just show you. It gives everything from server, and meanwhile it downloads to the browser, and the next subsequent request will be served from the browser itself instead of loading each and every data from browser server to here. Okay, what are those data will be loaded? So those data will be loaded, these whatever is mentioned in the client, this is called WebAssembly we call. Blazor, WebApp, Auto, Wasm, dot client, WebAssembly. These are the things. It will be downloaded to browser. You can just check here if you go to F12 and then you can see all those things. Okay, the application is running locally. It's good. So now we have to add this to source control as that is in my sheet. This is expected for many guys. So git changes. Uh, Clone repository means somebody has already having that, then you have to give some URL to download the code. Okay, so now we have the code, fresh code. I had to do this create git repository. Either you can click here or here. I'm just clicking here, create git repository. So before this, that is the one. And another thing is, as I was telling, we are interchangeably maintaining the word Namadu. My name is Madhu. It's Nammadu. Means Nammadu in Kannada is ours. And another word is Katte. That is my our startup name. Okay. It's a very early stage startup. We're just telling we're trying to contribute more on open source. Okay, so GitHub will it should be linked if you are going with GitHub. If you are going currently, my focus is on Azure DevOps. So for that also again you should be having your account linked. Okay, so if your account is linked, then it automatically fetches. If for that case, in this top you can just see on my mouse, I'm just clicking here. You should be logged in with all your dedicated account. Okay, so here organization. Yeah, I just noted down few points. So in this, what do you call? One moment. Let me open it. We have Azure Repos. I'm talking. So in that Azure DevOps, how to open that Azure DevOps? So GitHub, how do you open? GitHub.com is the URL. For Azure DevOps, the URL is dev.azure.com. Okay. If you just hit uh, dev.azure.com, it will land you will log in. So currently I have only one organization. My organization name is Kate. Under organization you have projects and all. The structure is simple. You will have organization under which you have projects. It's something like a real-time project. It's a road project. It's a building construction project. You might be having some other hospital project. This is that project. Okay, you just understand in the real time. Under each project, you will have multiple repositories. Repository means under road construction, you have different things, right? The same thing, code repository. Okay, this is the way. So here, where you wanted to do. So let me create a new project for this. I will just give the name like dev. I'll just give the name dev. You can give anything. You wanted to give the public visible or privately visible. So let me make it what type of it is, whether it is a Git or team TFS kind of control, work item process, all those things. You can just give. I'm running fast, but my steps are very, very, very basic. If you feel anything missed, you can add the comments or just send me a mail or anything. Even I'm making this video now for the sake of that purpose only. If you requested this particular things they are missing. Okay, okay, added now. So now if you see my project, I will not be able to see that particular just now add. So for that purpose, how to do? Uh, so here probably you just do something like uh, change something and then okay. See now just now added is not appearing here. So the solution is better cancel this window and then again click this Git repository. Okay, Azure DevOps organization. I'm choosing this. Yeah, now this one is up here. Dev. Okay, repository name. What is the repository name you want? You have the code, no worry. You can keep the repository name as something else. There is no restriction. Create and push. Make sure you're choosing the project name is this one, and organization is this one. Otherwise, it will go somewhere else. Sometimes by default it will be chosen something else, kind of. Okay, so it has been pushing. It is taking some moment earlier. Yeah, files. It is still not having anything. It has been pushed. Why it is not appearing? Okay, yeah, that is the this is the funny thing. I had you can see you can notice here. I had given the repository name as this particular one, Blazor WebApp Auto Wasm Repo, but I had earlier created a repository called dev. Okay, that is the reason it was glitch. Okay, there is no other reason. So code has been pushed. Okay, and now coming to this Azure DevOps board, there are hundreds of things. Forget about it. You just what you wanted for the beginners is we have something called code. All those things will be kept under repos means repositories. You can see here files. You'll just see all these things. Afterwards, the code integration and merging all those things you will see in the pipelines. This pipelines. Under pipelines, again pipelines. Yeah, this is a Microsoft convention. It's little confusing. The point is simple. Usually, pipelines means continuous integration. Releases means continuous deployment. Just know about this, not to bother much. Okay. Now, as per my sheet, code has been added to the source control. Now, the next step is you have to deploy this code to a web app. Means before that, you should have a web app in place. So for that, I have log into your portal, Azure portal or whatever you feel, and I have a subscription here. If you don't have subscription, you just create it, and here go and create a what do you call a new app service. Web app. Create a Azure web app. If you click on web app, it shows the description. If you click on create, it gives the option to create. Okay, resource group. If you don't have any resource group, you can create new. I have something called demo earlier for videos. I just used that one. Okay, so let me give the name, web app name, what you wanted to give. It won't appear. Let me see, like Blazor demo. That is also exist. Let's see, like Blazor.in. It says invalid characters. Blazor in. Okay, it takes a while to verify all over the globe if somebody else is having. Uh, let's see, like Blazor in demo. That's it. Yeah, and now the code publish from my side. You might be hearing the bird sound again. That's not a disturbance. I think if you get some other disturbance, sorry for that. I'm requesting now only. And now yeah, what is this, publish. Okay, how you wanted to publish, whether it is a code or into container as a docker containers or static web app is for the sake of WebAssembly. As I was talking, it's very low cost, but it runs completely on the client. Whenever you're running first time, it takes time. It's a different discussion, you can just check about it. Code I'm choosing now, runtime stack. What is this? .NET 8. My framework is .NET 8, so I'm using this. Microsoft is supporting n number of things. You can just use whatever. And operating system. What operating system you want? Linux also you can go, nothing wrong in it, but Windows is better for the beginners to learn and troubleshoot the issues, all those things. So where this region has to be, whoever is your users, most users. My most of friends or circles is India, so I'm using Central India. Uh, so Windows plan, what plan you wanted to use or something like this. If you use the free, you can use, nothing wrong in it for trialing purpose. But when you use the free, you will get some free, a little limited things. Okay, let me use premium V3 itself, better for the demo to make it quick. Zone redundancy, this is some little different concept where how to access all those things. Create a database if you want it with your code, and continuous deployment. Yeah, this is the important step. As my sheet I'm just talking, continuous deployment. Okay, how it is continuous deployment in the sense you are pushing the code to some branch, then immediately it is be deployed to web app. That's called deployment. In no integration, just whatever is in your branch, or maybe after merging with from multiple branch to one branch. That is the concept. Now the point is how it happens deployment. Azure, there are a number of supports. Mainly, we are talking about GitHub and Azure Repo common facts. So using GitHub actions, to do that, the option is this one, continuous deployment. You can do here if you say enable, you will get this particular GitHub actions. Then you can choose your projects from that particular GitHub. You should link your GitHub account before that. If you are not linked, it will give the option to link here. So that is the way. But you'll get a number of threads in the net. But now I'll try to show in terms of Azure repos. So I'm just disabling here. Okay, and I don't recommend this also because you will not have much flexibility to do. This is for the very early stage. And for Azure repos, you don't have this option. That is a sad thing. Even that is from Microsoft, but not they are not having that option here. Probably they are forcing to use Azure pipelines. I think. Yeah, nothing wrong in it. Even it's a good thing. Click the below button preview, complete the basic tab, the form above, and basic authentication. Choose if you would like to allow basic authentication to deploy code to your app. Maybe I can do, yeah, basic authentication I can do. Okay, let me see. Networking. Enable public access, enable network injection. It's better, yeah, it's something like security attacks, all those things. I don't want. Enable public access, it should be, otherwise it will not be accessible to public users. Monitoring. Enable application insights. If you wanted to do deep dive more on this, then you can take up this. Okay, even let me take it up. Okay, this is the preview of your applications. 195 minimum, blah 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 blah, all those things. Yeah, it is running. So again, coming back to the slide, you have developed your application and you tested locally, and web app has been created. Now you have to link these two. Okay, that linking is not yet done. Okay, deployment is in progress. It takes time, definitely. Yeah, it's been completed mostly. Yeah, it's in progress. Just a moment. Just wait for complete all the things. Sometimes if some issue, some piece of thing is missing, it will make problem. I have just paused. Totally, it takes nearly 2 to 3 minutes. I have paused it now. From my side, I'm just hearing some cuckoo sound, the songbird. You can call. I'm staying in Little Forest area. I like forest. Let's promote the forest. Let's retain the forest. Yeah, it's been loaded. Now Blazor in demo. You can access now. Yeah, the application is done. It says your web app is running and waiting for your content. Okay, now coming back to the slide. So it has been there, this particular name I was just showing, Blazor web app dot azure websites dot net. That's what I just shown you. Okay, this particular. But you can't give this URL to all the public users. That is another thing. I'll come to that in the next level. So before that, you have to link these two things. Okay, I mean, I have to attach the code first. For that case, let's go to the code, and here you have to publish, right? So again, so now what I'm doing is directly quick deployment from Visual Studio publish option. Okay, here, if you go here, directly publish. For that quick learning, this step, this is not a recommended way. This is only for quick learning. Azure App Service we have created now. So what is your subscription name? You have to choose that. Okay, Kathay Dev is my subscription name. Blazor in demo, the one we created now. Okay, just say next. Generate publish profile. Okay, this is one way, and another way also. Okay, let me finish this. It will be running. Another way is you can download this publish profile. Okay, I had downloaded this, and then you can use that publish profile also. It is running. I'm using multi-screen, so it used to appear in ready to publish here. When you say OK, then you can say, actually it's saying deployment mode. It might give some issue. Let's see. See, this is what the publishing profile file will have. It will have each and everything. It is having all the credentials, Blazor in demo, each and everything it will be having. Okay. So that is the reason you don't share this to anybody else. This is insecure. It will be having the password, all those things. Now you started getting dog barking sound. Sorry, I'm staying away from city, but still the noise is not stopped. Now cuckoo started. This particular way is not recommended. The reason is you can see here it runs everything locally as building and then pushing it to server, each and every file copying, all those things. Okay. But the problem of this one is this only. It takes really long time, nearly 3 to 5 minutes. First thing, and second thing is, see, you can see adding directory. It does everything from here to there. Okay, so as we are in the internet disconnected mode, we are not exactly connected always because you might be having high speed internet, very high speed, but still sometimes the switching or whatever it happens, then you will lose the stuff. Okay, and also every time you have to stay in front of computer to observe this. But why do you need this unnecessary things? Okay, instead of that, you make it automated. Okay, you can see it's been deployed already. Okay, actually what happened is it opened in my another screen. That's it, the application is opened. Okay, so whatever we did, that is already it came. Okay, the direct deployment is done. Then what else? Job done. If you are a very beginner, you just have very less time, then this is a step. Okay, so after doing this, you just push this particular piece of file to the code just to retain. So what it has is simple. It will have the publishing profile details. What is this, blah blah blah, all those stuffs. Okay, so you just add this to I can say publish profile, and that's it. Okay, you're done. So now the thing is, now you will make some small change, something like let me take up to go to this any other autovasm or any pages like yeah, let me go here. Okay, not here. If I go here, for example, Blazor WebApp autovasm by Karthik. I wanted this. Just one small change. Then again, what I have to do? I have to go here and do publish and wait for a hell lot of time. Okay. So instead of that, now for that automation, just see if it is something like if I just push the code, then leave it. My job is done. The deployment, everything happens for internally. So that is what the magic we wanted. For that reason only, the CI/CD pipeline concept. Okay. So to how to make that CI/CD pipeline? Tan, tan, tan. Okay. Okay, this is the code we added. Let me close it up. Okay. Now again, what is this? Yeah, I just jump back to what do you call the repo? I mean DevOps board. So you have managed repositories. If you wanted to delete, yeah, some of my developer was asking how to delete this particular branch. If I don't want, how to shift from one place to other place, one repository to another. It's simple. Okay, if you are having hundreds of junk branch, if you wanted to delete, you have to keep typing. For example, if you are going to delete this particular one, you have to type this lengthy name. Instead of that, just select multiple and delete. Job done, kill. Okay, now as I was telling, ci and cd. Okay, for the continuous integration. Okay, before that I want to show you one more thing. This is a Blazor web app. We have something called deployment center. Here also, in between here, we can do the automation here itself. You can see here, you are now in the production slot, which is not recommended for setting CI/CD. It means when you push any code to this particular branch, it will be deployed. So production without testing is not a recommended way. So that's why it shows this particular message. Okay, leave it. But another misleading is we have the option like CI/CD together. It is from this particular branch. You can choose your branch, all those things. But actually, it is a Microsoft misleading trick or a loophole. I don't know because, for example, what we think, if I choose something here, my branch, all those things, then I will think like it will do my the job of merging all those things. No, it is not running. Okay, so the reason is if I just save it, it will not be run. So when you do this, it shows like it is done. And if I go here, for example, I'll just show you. Even now, I don't know why Microsoft is not fixing this particular thing. It's a very good thing and it's very misleading thing. Even to be frank, even I got cheated by this. If I go to the logs, No deployments found. If you have not configure, if you have just configured CI/CD, refresh logs to find. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been running deployment. Yeah, let's see. Let me complete. Yeah, you can see here it has been failed. Why it failed? If you open this particular one, show logs, it shows this. Using following command to generate deployment script, publish project file path, solution file path, generate deployment script for this particular one, blah 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 blah. What is this solution meaning? I really recommend Microsoft to fix on this particular. What to do? What should be done for this? Installed one project, build failed. It is saying this particular one is failed. What is this? It's really confusing for us. So again, let me rebuild here. Just to confirm, always confirm at your side is any issue. Okay, no build issue. Yeah, it's confirmed. uh, okay. What happened? 10, 10. Okay, just a second. Yeah, go back here. Oh, no, this is the problem of shifting resources. Blazor in demo. Yeah, this is my web app, right? Okay, let me close this. Okay, this is the having latest code. I mean, still I added something like extra hash katte something that is not appearing here. I was talking about deployment center. That window has been closed. That's why I'm just opening here. Okay, if I see the logs, it is just confusing. So for that purpose, do one thing. First, disconnect this. I'll just show you the solution the right way, the right recommended way. First, do this disconnection, and then go here and in this Azure pipelines, create a pipeline. Pipeline means you're creating a pipeline for the sake of continuously integrating the code. Okay, I'm sure many are beginners. So for that case, there are two ways. One is using the YAML file and using the classic editor. Better use the classic editor. Okay, because the classic editor is it gives you GUI and makes you feel like very easy for just like a paint of how we came from Linux to Windows the same way. YAML is for more customization, but as a beginner, I'm focusing. Do this. Yeah. Here, this is the important step. If you are having the code from GitHub, then choose the GitHub and use that connection, whatever you wanted. GitHub Enterprise, Subversion, other Git, any private Git or something like that. Now I'm just wanted to use the Azure Repos Git. Dev is the branch. Just confirm that. Blazor, I have only one and D is in alphabetically, it comes first. That's why it is automatically chosen. Otherwise, you have to choose it properly. And the default branch, which branch you wanted, just choose that properly. Continue, and then here, what is this particular one? Select a template. This is like .NET Core, right? ASP.NET Core. I'm just choosing. So you have to use this and make sure many things. If you use this one particular, for example, ASP.NET Core .NET Framework, what happens? It goes to .NET Core is deployed to .NET Framework, so it is a little confused, problematic. So that's why .NET Desktop, ASP.NET Web Application, ASP.NET Core. Yeah, this one particular you have to choose. Okay, ASP.NET with containers, ASP.NET Core is the one we needed. So I'm choosing. And then agent specification. It means somebody who is running this job, all those things. Use better Windows latest. Okay, get sources you have chosen means from which branch you wanted to get this, and then you do this agent job better Azure pipelines. Use same like Windows latest. Okay, if you have anything more customization, you can do that. Blah blah. If you wanted to what you call pause some, I mean disable for something, you can do here, and then right click and disable selected task. If you wanted to add anything more, you can add it here. Okay, if you learn these basic things, then you can do more advanced very easy, no worry. Save and queue. The name, if you wanted, yeah, somebody was asking how to rename. I don't have option to button to edit or something. Just simple, you go and edit here. Okay. Dev, what you call this? Dev Blazor, you can call ASP.NET Core CI. This is just a CI. Okay. Save and queue. Save and queue means you are just saving it and queuing it for running. Okay. Save comment. Just simple, whatever you wanted. Enable system diagnostics better. I'm sure it is going very lengthy, but no option because I'm getting so many guys from my team, my side, and even personally myself, I went through these all the problems. That's why I'm just making each and everything in a continuous flow as a live. Okay, so mostly live is for few users, and afterwards I'm uploading to YouTube or some different content. Then you can use wherever. Yeah, now it is in running stage. Okay, it definitely takes time, too much time. Okay, you can, if you see, you wanted to see the steps and all, you can just go here. If any error, you can just find it here, all those things. Okay, I'm pausing it for a while, it takes some time. Yeah, it's completed. I'll just show you, it takes totally nearly 3 minutes 43 seconds, but don't ask why this is learning long. You can make it fast in a different ways, and also this can be automated. I'll just show you that. Okay, now you created the pipelines. Next to this, you have to create the release for that. Okay, and this is another common confusion in the internet or something. If you see how to create release pipeline, they will say some steps. Okay, you have to go here and new pipeline and do this, but always do the process like create the pipeline and make a build, let it complete completely, and then go for this. Okay, and when you just open this, just better cancel this window. I will tell you the reason for this deployment. What you need to have the generated version of the code. Okay, see now, for example, again the code you have, right? That you wanted to use the build code or Azure repos. Azure repos means again go for it is some different steps and all. You will be clubbing the code, merging all those things. But you already generated the build codes. Build means binaries, so that you can use it, right? So for that you can use this existing one. Which project? This particular dev, and source is this is the one I created pipeline earlier. This particular one, and for which version? For the latest. Okay, and then add it. First step is this is the artifact you are adding, means for which code you are going to do the deployment. Okay, this is the one. And add stage. Now here add stage is Azure app service deployment, means you are deploying it to Azure app. If something like if you are doing it for a Java app, then go for this, or something different, blah blah blah. Here Azure functions, all those things. Okay, now I will use this Azure app service deployment. Okay, stage name, you can just mention what is the name, uh, deploying to what is that, my name, I forgot that. Blazor in demo, right? You can give anything, no restriction. Okay, you do this and just do this. No save here at this point. Deploying to Azure demo and Azure subscription, which subscription you wanted. If you click on this drop down, it appears. I'm just pausing the video for hiding my subscription. Yeah, I added this particular Katha dev, just now created the new subscription, all those things. First time, whenever you're adding this, you have to authorize it. Okay, because what happens in a big organization or something, we will be having multiple teams, multiple each and everybody is responsible for different stuffs. You don't, because this is a pipeline. I mean, Azure DevOps. DevOps is a different entity. So again, just jumping back to the concept, this is the web app. Okay, your code and all pushed to one place called uh, what do you call, code servers, source control. Let me add that to diagram better, one second. Yeah, I just added the diagram here. So when you develop the code, develop just locally and then directly we deployed. Okay, this red line, so this is not a recommended way. Okay, we should do the code like pushing it to source control, proper validation, then do the deployment. Okay, this is the right way. So that is the reason this all configuration, all those things. Okay, clicking authorize. Okay, it just opens up my window. It is authorizing. So always secure your account with multi-factor authentication, app authenticator, all those things. Otherwise, it leads to other problems. Okay, configuring Azure App Service connection. You can notice the message here. It is configuring the. It is a service connection. It means it is linking the. As I was just telling again, it is for the automation. It has to link this particular source code. I mean, up to here, developing the code and pushing to source control, whether GitHub or Azure Repo, it is same. It is free of cost almost. But from here to here, deploying to app, this is a little costly and more than costly. The security wise, it's very important. Okay, it's been linked. Okay, web app on Windows, where it is. If you choose web app on Linux, it will not appear anything here. Okay, so you should be cautious because I created a web app as Windows. Okay, if I created, one sec, yeah, it's shown here. Okay, run on agent where you want it to run. So just choose the Azure pipelines, and then Windows latest. It is best. Deploy on this, blah blah blah. Most important step. This is for the Blazor guys. Okay, you have done this, blah blah blah, all those things. The reason I was telling, like, first you create the pipelines and execute once, then go for this particular release pipeline creation. The reason is I will just show you. You can see here. You can make a note of this. Uh, the value is like this. Okay, but ideally you can see the dollar dot default working directory slash star star slash star dot zip. Okay, but for in web app, especially for web app, this is different. What you have to choose, even it killed my time. If you go here, it will be having two zip. Okay, what was the path? You can see here, dollar dot default working directory, this one, under which star star, under which star dot zip. Okay, here there are two zip. Where to go? And for the Blazor web app, you should take this Blazor server, not the client, other one. It means it is a server. Okay, just say okay, blah blah blah. If you wanted to add any more parameters, all those things like variables, all those things, if you wanted to add any other things, you can add all those things. Okay, what is this? This is called Blazor in demo. uh, you can say uh, CI release. I will just keep the name like this because why CI means it's a sorry, CD. CD itself deployment. Then why you're mentioning release? Yeah, it's a just a convention to have it. Pipeline release for this Blazor in demo. Okay, so you added the artifact here, you added the job here. Job as deploying to this particular one. Run an agent deploying to this particular one. And yeah, I forgot to show you. So this is the path. So I hope you can see the difference here. The first one is this, the second one is this particular one, and then the drop. That folder is missing here. Then this one. Okay, deploy to slot and all, it's a different steps. Maybe you can just go in depth little later. Okay, you do save. Okay, pipeline. So pipeline is created now. So now you go for this Azure pipelines. It shows here. Okay, if you wanted to do the step create release, you can do it manually like this. Okay, if you do create release, it asks for stages to trigger for this. You have to choose this. Deploy to, I mean, which stage I'm doing. That one you have to choose. This is stage in the sense. I'll just show you again this particular stage. You can do multiple stage here. You can deploy to one app, second another app, something like UAT test, and then do this. If UAT is successful, then do this. All those conditions you can add. Okay. Now before the, okay, that is stages. Now if you want to do automation now, okay, how to do the automations? I'll just come back to the pipelines here. This is my this particular pipeline. Go for edit. Yeah. Okay, here triggers. This is for I'm showing for the what I mean to say for the continuous integration. Okay, enable continuous integration. If you do this, it will do something like automatically when you push the code to the particular branch. Which branch? Currently I've chosen master branch. Build batch changes while build is in progress, all those things you can do. Save and queue you can do. Okay, let me not do it now. Okay, otherwise let me do it. Okay, not to do. Better, I'll just show you the reason. Okay, and the same way, continuous deployment also you have to do automation, because you may not want always, right? You can do that. For that, this is the case. You go and enable this, enable just one key, switch. Okay, you do this switch. You can do the comment if you wanted. I'm just going in a flow. Okay, this has been and scheduled. If you wanted to run even no code changes, you wanted to deploy it for probably on Monday morning or something like that, you can do that when you wanted to do, or something like every day in the morning, or the team work before the start, make the deployment for some branch. Okay, this is the one. I just enabled continuous integration here. Now I did this, and now I'm doing save and queue. Okay, just say continue, CI continuous enabled, enable system diagnostics. Okay, now, okay, yeah, it is it will run some time. Okay, it definitely takes time. Okay, now again I'll switch back to the slides. The concept, see, I was telling integration. Okay, intentionally I did the integration word and deployment word. Okay, integration means when you merge the code. Continuous integration means that is what I did now, the switch enabled trigger. Okay, again deployment means you're deploying it whether it is manually or automated. Okay, so when you do continuous deployment means automatically doing that. That is the difference, ci and integration. Okay, it's a simple words, but it makes the world complicated by using some different jargons. And especially in my all the videos and all those things, I use very low level terminologies to make it easy for all the beginners, because I have faced the problem of difficulty in those high level jargons and killing my time for just 1 minute activity. Sometimes I spend more than a week. Even this video is that, for the same reason I'm making it up. Okay, it is running. Let me pause for a while. It takes nearly 1 to 2 minutes. I think the steps is almost completed. Let me see. Yeah, it's been completed. It took 3 minutes 5 seconds. Okay, let me jump back to the page and just refresh. The service is unavailable. Oh, nice. Huh. Yeah, that is another issue. When you say service is unavailable, especially for the Blazor guys, you might see that error because in your browser, it will be having the contents of what you call the cache content, all those things. Okay, so that is the reason you just be cautious about that one. Blazor, yeah. See, this is the Blazor app. All those things will come into picture. Okay. Okay, so that is the cool news. So this hash kate we added, it is showing here. Okay. Now, yeah, almost job is done. Okay, just to show the trial quickly, let me make a small changes here. Home instead of home, let me make it like kate hut. Okay. I just made, now I'm just pushing the code changes. I don't execute any changes, anything like any pipelines. So, okay, before that, I want to show you the pipelines is this one. This is for the continuous integration, and releases is this one for the continuous deployment. Okay. So is this one is what is that? Continuous is enabled. Yes, it is showing the continuous deployment trigger is enabled. Pipelines, and for this also, what is this? Triggers is enabled, right? Yeah, for this enabled and branch. Okay, now let me push the code. Just home to hut. That's what the human life, right? Commit all and push. Commit all means it just pushes to your local server. I mean, your computer only. It won't be pushed to the actual server cloud. So commit all and push. It means it just sends to the server and it won't take anything back. Commit all and sync means whatever I have changes, it will send to the server and just take the whatever the latest from server, because other guy also might have pushed just 1 millisecond before my changes, right? That's about the Git concept. It's simple. You can understand. Okay, syncing push to the branch. Yeah, that's it. Usually, one sec. Yeah, my mom is calling for my food. Okay, it's time to go. Yes, definitely. Pipelines. I didn't do anything. Yeah, it is running. Okay. Uh, and here, let's keep an eye. Okay, it is running. It usually how long it takes. Let me see. Earlier it took 3 minutes 13 seconds, 3 minutes 52 seconds. So every time this all the waiting time has to bypass. How to do? The point is simple. Again, you can optimize the speed and all. For example, if you don't have any changes, you can configure something like don't build all the packages, don't take all those packages. All those customization you can do learn by extra by expertness one by one slowly. Okay, so this is the status of how many builds, how many progress, all those things, analytics. If you wanted to do anything, you can do that here. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it's been going on. Let me pause for a while. Yeah, it's been completed. Okay, let me see the releases. Yeah, it's been already triggered. You can see the advantage. So the point is simple. The automation is enabled. So now, what we did in the last step, again, my cuckoo is cooking, calling. Okay, the point is simple. Whenever you make changes, you no need to bother. Just make a changes and just push. That's it. For example, you may be having some very slight changes, very heading, a small, small, simple changes. You can open, obviously, Azure, GitHub, everything is available in mobile also. Even if you just make changes in mobile, just open it in browser, I mean, in your browser itself, simple browser, you make changes and trigger it, job done. You just push it to the, what is the respective branch, what branch you are expecting, then your job done. Everything, it will be automatically deployed to server, all those things happens. Okay, let me open. Okay, this is this, and this how long it takes, I don't know. I think it's been deployed already. Okay, it is having this. You can see the difference. Ash Karte Hut. Okay, yeah, have fun and keep developing the open source, keep contributing to Blazor, learn good things, and keep sharing you all the good stuffs. Okay, that's about this. Where is my slide? Okay, so created new fresh code project, added to source control, created web app freshly, and integration, you understand, I hope, deployment also. And then what is continuous integration, what is continuous deployment, and then deployment types. GitHub actions is the one I didn't cover here, because there are hundreds of videos in the YouTube and all. It's very less code, GitHub actions. But the problem with GitHub actions is you will be having limited resource like 512 MB of, I think, storage, that service and all those things. Okay, anyway, it's a different action. And then Azure Repos and direct deployment also is just shown for quick place, and CI/CD pipeline and a wrong turn where it could be missing. Okay, and the flow is this one. Okay, now you created the code and you just pushed it to source control, and then you made it to deploy into server. Okay, and you pushed it, and here in my case, like Blazor in demo.azurewebsites.net. This is what, but for end users, I can't give that name. So how to do that linking to domain from provider, GoDaddy, purchase and all. So for that, I just made another video. Probably I'll be mentioning it in the description. Just check it out. You need to just map the A records, CNAME, TXT records. Okay, and yeah, each domain will be having www and without the differences. You can handle the code, HTTPS, and one name, as I'm telling, one name, one hosting can be mapped with 100, 500. Even as I know, as we checked, Microsoft is allowing up to 500, more than 500 also, I think. Okay, cool. Any questions, you can just reach to us by kathe@outlook.in, and we are maintaining it in the website called kathe.in, or www dot, actually, the spelling is colon, www.kathe.in. And we are maintaining it in the YouTube. Namadu is the YouTube handle. Twitter is also both. Personal is Namadu and company is Kathe. And for the Blazor wise, we will be adding more content in the blazor.in contents. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Happy. Keep sharing, keep smiling.